You're 20 years old, scheduling Instagram posts at 1:47 in the morning because tomorrow's campaign has to go live before your client wakes up. Your apartment is silent. Your laptop fan is louder than your television. Your coffee is cold. Your manager is asleep. The client is not. 15 years later, you're leading global social campaigns that reach more than 200 million people across multiple platforms. The title changed, the pressure didn't. Between those two moments is a multi-billion-dollar advertising industry, hundreds of failed campaigns, weekends spent answering client messages, algorithm changes, burnout, and the pressure of staying relevant in an industry that reinvents itself every few months. This is every level of an SMM manager's life. You're 21, your first SMM job pays $20.07 an hour, and you're not creating campaigns yet. You're supporting them. You're the person behind the schedule, the person making sure the caption has no typo, the person resizing the image because the LinkedIn version needs a different format than Instagram, the person updating the content calendar at 6 p.m. because someone changed the launch date again. This is the bottom rung of professional social media marketing. Not glamorous, not visible. You schedule posts, you write first drafts of captions, you collect hashtags, you organize community replies, you moderate comments, you build spreadsheets nobody notices until something goes wrong. You pull analytics reports from Meta Business Suite and Google Analytics 4. You proofread copy 5 times before publishing, and then you learn the first brutal lesson. The hardest part isn't creating content, it's realizing nobody cares how creative your idea is if it doesn't generate results. A beautiful graphic with 0 engagement rate is still a failed asset. A clever caption that doesn't move customers toward a conversion is just a sentence. Your first year is mostly rejection. Rejected applications. Rejected portfolios. Rejected ideas. You apply for internships that already have 300 applicants. You see job descriptions asking for 2 years of experience for an entry-level position. So you create experience yourself, you build fake brands, you manage imaginary restaurants, you create mock campaigns for fictional clothing companies, you watch hours of marketing tutorials trying to understand why one reel receives 400 views while another reaches 400,000. Not because one person discovered a secret, because thousands of small decisions change the outcome. The audience, the timing, the creative, the hook, the platform, the business goal. You compare yourself to senior marketers who seem to understand everything. They know the numbers, the terminology, the meetings, the strategy. You are still trying to understand why the client wants a more premium feeling caption without explaining what that means. Then comes your first real mistake. A campaign goes live. The image looks perfect. The caption looks perfect, except the old client logo is still in the corner. You don't notice, your manager doesn't notice, the client notices. A message appears. Check the calendar. 3 words, no anger, no shouting, just disappointment. You learn the rule every SMM professional eventually learns. Always preview, always double check, always assume something can go wrong. The competition is real. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, advertising, promotions, and marketing manager roles are projected to grow 8% from 2023 to 2033, faster than the average for all occupations. But entry-level social media roles are still crowded because thousands of graduates are competing for positions that require practical experience, platform knowledge, and measurable results. The first year is not about becoming famous, it is about becoming useful. You learn that reach is not the same as revenue. You learn that impressions are only numbers until they connect to a business objective. You learn that a campaign can have 100,000 views and still fail. Then one day, something changes. Not a viral post, not 50,000 new followers, something much smaller. The client renews their contract. Your manager forwards your report to leadership. One sentence appears, "Nice work." And for the first time, you realize you are not just posting, you're building a career. You're 27, you're responsible for brands that never stop talking, even when you want to. You are officially an SMM Manager. The job title sounds simple, the work is not. In the United States, a social media manager typically earns around $60,000 to $75,000 per year, depending on location, experience, and company size, with mid-level professionals often reaching the $70,000 plus range. You are no longer waiting for someone to tell you what to post. You are building the machine. You create content calendars. You define content pillars. You manage Instagram differently from TikTok. You understand LinkedIn is not just Facebook for businesses. You know Pinterest searches behave differently from Reels. You know, YouTube Shorts requires a different retention strategy. Every platform has its own audience psychology. Your day starts with analytics, then meetings, then revisions, then more revisions. You manage community conversations, you review UGC, you coordinate with designers, you approve short-form video edits, you run A/B tests, you compare organic reach against paid reach, you track CTR, CPC, CPA, and ROAS because the business eventually asks one question: did this work? Not, did people like it? Not, did it get views? Did it move the company forward? Your office is not a television studio. It is a laptop, 3 browser windows, Slack notifications, Meta Business Suite, Canva Pro, CapCut, Google Drive, Notion, coffee. Then another client message appears, another revision, another quick question. You are eating dinner, thinking about tomorrow's campaign. You are driving. A better CTA appears in your head. You are watching Netflix. A trending sound reminds you of a brand strategy problem. Your laptop closes, your brain keeps scrolling. This is the strange reality of modern SMM work. The platform closes, the work stays open, then there are the tools. The things you buy because the company does not always provide them. Your starter setup might include a MacBook Air at approximately $999, a second monitor around $150, Canva Pro at $15 per month, ChatGPT Plus at $20 per month, a basic microphone around $50, a course or certification between $200 and $500. Your professional setup grows. Adobe Creative Cloud at about $69.99 per month, metrical plans starting around $18 per month, later plans starting around $25 per month, CapCut Pro around $9.99 per month, a better iPhone for testing content around $799, a standing desk around $300, a professional chair around $400. By age 28, your personal career investment can easily pass $4,000. And that is before conferences, before advanced certifications, before upgrading hardware. Then comes the hidden cost. Your body. Your eyes burn after 10 hours of screens. Your neck stays bent toward your phone. Your back hurts from sitting. Your wrist feels the constant repetition of editing and typing. Your sleep gets interrupted because your brain associates notifications with emergencies. The phone becomes both your workplace and your escape. Coffee becomes normal. Energy drinks become normal. Late-night editing becomes normal. Blue light glasses, standing desks, productivity apps, another subscription promising to organize your life. Screen time somehow becomes work. Then the language changes. You stop saying, "People liked the post." You say, "The CTR improved, the CPM decreased." The CPC became more efficient, the CPA dropped. The campaign achieved a 3.4 ROAS. The engagement rate increased, the retention improved, the conversion rate moved, the algorithm shifted. The social proof increased. The brand needs stronger UGC. The first 3 seconds need a better hook. You understand shadow bans are often misunderstood, and real performance problems usually come from content quality, audience mismatch, or distribution changes. You learn that a CTA is not just click here. It is a psychological decision point. That language becomes the difference between growing a brand or watching another campaign disappear into the algorithm. You're 33. You're a senior social media manager. You make $92,000 a year. You are no longer judged by how many posts you publish. You're judged by what those posts accomplish. You have moved past execution. Now you build systems. You create long-term social strategies. You manage multi-platform campaigns. You analyze audience behavior. You interpret analytics. You allocate advertising budgets. You mentor junior specialists. You coordinate designers, copywriters, editors, and paid media teams. You present results to executives who do not care about your creative process. They care about business impact. Marketing directors, CMOs, founders, vice presidents of marketing, agency clients, they all want the same answer. Why did this work? And when engagement suddenly collapses? Everyone asks you first, refresh the dashboard, because every number tells a story. Every drop has a reason. Maybe the creative changed, maybe competitors increased spending, maybe customer behavior shifted, maybe the platform changed distribution. Your average day starts differently now. 8 a.m. analytics review, 9:30 a.m. team stand-up, 11 a.m. client presentation, 2 p.m. campaign approval, 5:30 p.m. reporting, 8:45 p.m. a platform outage, 10:20 p.m. a client message asking why impressions dropped. Algorithms do not work office hours. Neither do you. The breaking point is rarely one difficult campaign. It is constant attention. Every notification could be a crisis. Every comment could become a screenshot. Every campaign carries someone's revenue target. Marketing burnout is a documented problem across the industry, with surveys from marketing organizations repeatedly showing high levels of stress, workload pressure, and difficulty disconnecting from work. The always connected nature of digital work creates its own damage. Digital eye strain, text neck, poor sleep, decision fatigue, creative exhaustion, algorithm anxiety, the fear that 6 months of strategy can change overnight. You start investing in protection. A $500 ergonomic chair, a $700 standing desk, a gym membership, therapy, mental health counseling, better boundaries. Because experienced marketers eventually learn something important. Protecting your creativity becomes just as important as protecting the client's brand. Then a campaign launches. The organic numbers exceed expectations. The paid ads outperform projections. The dashboard shows a 4.2 ROAS. The client pauses, looks at the results. One sentence. Exactly what we needed. For one brief moment, every late night feels justified. You're 40. You're no longer measured by the content you create. You're measured by the teams you build and the brands you protect. The title changes. The work changes. You are now a head of social media, a social media director, a digital marketing manager, a marketing director responsible for social channels that represent millions of dollars in business decisions. Your salary reflects the responsibility. A head of social media in the United States can earn roughly $120,000 to $160,000 per year, depending on company size, location, and scope. In major markets, the number can move higher. In New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Austin. The difference is not just geography, it is budget, it is competition, it is the size of the brands you manage. A social lead in New York managing a global consumer brand is not living the same professional reality as someone managing a regional company remotely from a smaller market. The job becomes less about creating, more about deciding. You spend less time inside Canva, more time approving strategies, reviewing budgets, hiring marketers, interviewing candidates, negotiating timelines, managing agencies, presenting to executives, reviewing KPIs, forecasting growth, handling reputation. You are no longer the person making every post. You are the person deciding what the company should say when millions of people are watching. And secretly, you miss the old work, one perfect caption, one perfectly timed post, editing a reel until midnight because you know the final version is better, creating something without 5 meetings attached to it. Now every calendar invitation belongs to someone else. Your schedule is full of conversations about other people's schedules. The business side becomes unavoidable. A social campaign is no longer just creative, it is financial. A product launch might include $250,000 in paid media, $75,000 in creative production, $40,000 in video contractors, $25,000 in photography, thousands spent on analytics platforms, social listening tools, CRM systems, and AI subscriptions. A 1% improvement in conversion rate can represent hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional revenue for a large company. That is why executives care, not because the post looks good, because the numbers move. You understand that social media is connected to customer acquisition cost, customer lifetime value, brand reputation, sales pipeline, retention, revenue. You are sitting in meetings where someone says, "We need more awareness." And you translate that into what audience, what platform, what budget, what KPI, what business outcome. The tools become bigger, enterprise versions of platforms, advanced analytics, social listening software, customer databases, advertising dashboards, AI systems. You use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Adobe Firefly, Canva AI, CapCut AI. But the experienced marketer knows the truth. AI makes production faster. It does not replace judgment. It does not understand the emotional history of a brand. It does not know when a joke will damage trust. It does not know why customers buy. Strategy still belongs to people. Then comes the moment every social lead fears. The high-stakes campaign. Maybe it is a product launch, maybe it is a celebrity partnership, maybe it is a Fortune 500 presentation, maybe it is a campaign planned for months. Everything is approved, everything is scheduled, then something changes. A customer complaint becomes a headline, a post is misunderstood, a competitor responds, a comment section turns into a crisis. The team looks at you, not because you created the problem, because you are responsible for the response. You make the call, pause the campaign, change the messaging, issue a statement, wait, move. Every decision has consequences. 3 weeks later, you're sitting alone. Dashboard open. The numbers finally load. Reach, revenue, retention, nothing else moves. You've spent 2 decades building brands for someone else. Now, you build your own. You stop selling your time. You start selling your experience. The path looks different for everyone. Some create a social media agency, some build a digital marketing agency, some create a content studio, some become a creative consultancy, some build a personal branding agency, others become fractional CMOs helping companies that cannot afford a full-time executive. But the beginning is usually the same. Risk. You leave the predictable paycheck. You create something with your own name attached to it. The first expenses arrive immediately. An LLC registration, legal fees, accounting, business insurance, a website, brand identity, CRM software, proposal software, project management tools, Adobe licenses. AI subscriptions, cloud storage, contractors, advertising, sales tools, cold outreach platforms. A low-cost solo consultancy might begin with a few $1,000s. A more professional boutique agency setup can quickly reach $10,000 to $30,000 before significant revenue arrives. A small team changes everything. Now you are paying people, not just yourself, designers, editors, paid media specialists, account managers, copywriters, strategists. The agency grows in stages. A solo consultant making $10,000 per month, a boutique agency reaching $500,000 in annual revenue, a larger agency crossing into multi-million-dollar revenue. But every dollar creates another responsibility. The money does not feel like freedom at first. It feels like pressure. Your funding usually comes from reality, personal savings, freelance income, business loans, friends and family, consulting revenue, no movie scene, no dramatic launch, just invoices, sales calls, follow-ups, rejected proposals. The family cost becomes heavier. You work 60 to 80-hour weeks. Client calls happen during dinner. Vacations are interrupted by campaign launches. Weekends become production days. Your children recognize Slack notifications. They recognize WhatsApp business sounds. They know when a client has a problem before you explain it. The industry statistics are unforgiving. Most small businesses fail within their first years, with the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reporting that roughly half of new businesses survive 5 years. Marketing agencies face additional pressure because their revenue depends on client retention. A lost client is not just a lost project. It can mean losing payroll stability. The difference between surviving and collapsing is often not talent. It is sales, operations, cash flow, retention. A great strategist who cannot manage a business is still vulnerable. Then something changes. Year 4. The referrals start replacing cold outreach. The same clients who once questioned your prices start recommending you. Enterprise clients arrive. Monthly recurring revenue becomes predictable. The waiting list forms. The business finally becomes something bigger than yourself. Then the call comes. A larger agency wants to acquire your company. The offer arrives. Maybe $1 million, maybe $3 million. Maybe more depending on revenue, profitability, contracts, and growth. You walk through your office after everyone leaves. The ring lights are off, camera batteries are charging, whiteboards are covered with campaign ideas, coffee cups are still sitting on desks, and you remember every rejected proposal, every client who disappeared, every invoice paid late, every month when cash flow almost destroyed the business. You calculate the costs silently. Years, relationships, sleep, creativity, reputation. You sign. Lawyers shake hands. Ownership transfers. For a while, your agency still carries your name. Eventually, it belongs to someone else. Age 50 plus. Time has passed. You no longer remember every caption you wrote, but you remember every campaign that failed, every client who left, every algorithm update that erased months of momentum overnight. You open Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, not because you have to, because after 30 years, reading social platforms feels like reading a second language. Your body tells the story. Your eyes tire faster. Your neck stiffens after another day behind 3 screens. Your thumb still instinctively refreshes analytics. Every notification makes you wonder, is something wrong with the campaign? Even on vacation, even after retirement, years of deadlines, years of algorithms. Years of chasing attention that was never guaranteed. What did the work buy? Your children graduated without student debt, your mortgage disappeared, your parents retired comfortably. You built financial security by helping businesses earn attention in the most competitive advertising environment in history. The pressure never disappeared. The algorithms never stopped changing. Neither did the platforms. But every day you helped brands tell stories. You connected businesses with millions of people. You created campaigns people actually remembered. You built communities instead of simply collecting followers. That's the strategy. That's the pressure. That's the SMM manager's life.